So hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Creatrix. Welcome to Unacademy. So in these sessions, we are going to start the communication system and you are going to study the communication system like never before. So before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Vishal Soni and I have cleared ESC examination 2 times, both times in double digit rank. And I have also served as a Group A Gazetted Officer in Indian Railways and in Indian Telecommunication Services. And I have also cleared a lot of public sector examinations. So right now I'm teaching on Unacademy and I really feel proud to be the part of the Unacademy team, because Unacademy is the revolution in the field of free education and in the field of affordable education, and we as a team are really looking forward for every student to just come onto the Unacademy platform. You can attend the special classes, you can come onto this YouTube channel and you can stay connected with us so that you can understand the quality education and you can understand the efforts that we are putting in, so that every student of this country, whether he stays in a village or he stays in a town, should get the access of the content, that too in a very affordable prices, and he can also or she can also clear the examination with the best possible ranks. So right now I'm teaching on Unacademy with more than 15 million watch minutes in the overall duration and 2 million watch minutes in the last 30 days. So I am right now the top educator in Unacademy across all the branches, having rank 4 right now. And you can also follow me on Unacademy on this particular link. So you can go and follow me on Unacademy. Apart from that, my advice to every student is that how should you crack the examination and what are the components to cracking the examination. So the first question that comes to the mind, that can anyone prepare from the YouTube? Yes, you can prepare from the YouTube, but you should develop or cultivate some habits in yourself. For example, you should be very much disciplined. You should arrange the extra resources. For example, the PDFs you have to arrange, the test series you have to arrange by yourself, and most importantly, that self-discipline you should be containing in yourself, so that you can be very corrective manner and you can approach the examination in the best possible manner. So all these things you have to arrange yourself. The sense of competitiveness you have to cultivate in yourself, because the audience on the YouTube are not that much of competitive in nature, or maybe you cannot feel the competition which is present right now. So all these things are the part of the journey if you want to prepare through the YouTube, or maybe if you want to prepare through the free resources. Apart from that, if you want that you should get complete content, then this is the YouTube channel. On this YouTube channel itself, all the free content are available. You just have to go to the playlist. All the subjects are completed there. You just have to go and watch all the lectures one by one. Definitely will be getting benefited. But the extra things that I have told you, that the self-discipline and the sense of competitiveness and a lot of things you have to arrange by yourself. If you are comfortable in that, then you can do that. Apart from that, you should also have Unacademy learning app, so that the special classes you can attend. A lot of educators in this country are actually providing the special classes, that too absolutely free of cost, so that you can get the quality content in the best possible manner. Apart from that, there is also another component for you, which is Unacademy Plus. So on Unacademy Plus, what is your job? You just have to study. If you join this Unacademy Plus, you do not have to worry about the crash courses, weekly test, doubt solving sessions, the language barrier, rank improvement batches, live classes. So all these things will be taken care by the Unacademy. You just have to take the Unacademy Plus subscription and you have to come on to the Unacademy. You will be daily getting the live classes. You will be getting the crash courses. When you will be getting the crash courses? When the syllabus are completed. You will be getting the weekly test in the form of quizzes. Every fourth class is the doubt solving session, which is the major you can say the component or the major impact will be creating on your studies will be this doubt solving group. Because until and unless your doubts are not being cleared, until and unless you are not able to clear your doubts, you will never get the confidence in the subject. So once you come on to this Unacademy Plus, every fourth class is doubt solving session. Apart from that, various other doubt solving sessions are going on. So ultimately you will be getting your doubts cleared and you will gain confidence in the subject. The language barrier will not be an issue, because the batches will be running both Hindi and in English, and rank improvement batches will also be there. So all these things are the component of this Plus subscription. Once you come on to this Unacademy Plus, you do not have to be worried about your self-discipline, your competitiveness nature. Everything will be present on Unacademy, because a lot of other students will be there. Since the classes will be live, you can also watch it recorded later on. So the discipline automatically comes, because you get the idea that you will be having the daily live classes. Apart from that, there is also one iconic subscription. In this iconic subscription, the game changer is this personal coach. So this subscription is for them who thinks that their basics are weak, or those who are talented but they needs a continuous push. So this personal coach will be guiding you throughout your strategy. He will be giving you the study planners. You will be getting the study booster sessions. Once you will get the test, you will be getting the analytics. Analytics plays a major role in improving yourself. We as a teacher also get our analytics so that we can improve on the daily basis. So once you start getting the analytics, you will be also improving massively on the daily basis. Apart from that, there will also be the guidance for the mains once you clear the prelims, and there will also be the guidance for the interview once you clear the mains. So once you take the Iconic subscription, all the benefits of the Plus are included by default in this. And if you take the Plus subscription, then also these things will be included in that, though, so that will also create impact in your preparation, so that you just have to study rest of the things.
Hello friends, welcome to this lecture of communication system. So in the last lecture we studied monotonic transformation, that is y is equal to gx. Also non-monotonic transformation, y is equal to gx. And you should notice that in both the cases, if x is continuous random variable, then y is equal to g of x is also the continuous random variable. So till now we have understood how to transform a random variable if it is having monotonic nature or non-monotonic nature. But in both the cases, the random variable x was continuous in nature, so y is equal to gx, or some function of x is also continuous in nature. Now in this particular case I would like to discuss where we have to transform a continuous random variable into discrete random variable based upon the given transformation. So let us take an example. Suppose I am taking an example. In this, x is uniformly distributed between -5 to 5, and the transformation method in this particular case is given something like this. So this is the transformation method, or it is saying that y is equal to 1 when x is lying between 2.5 to 2.5, and y is equal to 0 when either x is greater than 2.5 or x is less than -2.5. So this is the definition given. In this case, the transformation method is given as some graphical form, and this graphical form is containing step changes only. So if the PDF of x is uniformly distributed in this particular case, you need to find out the PDF of y. So the question I am explaining again: x is a uniformly distributed random variable between -5 to 5. The transformation of y and x is given something like this, that if x is between -2.5 to 2.5, then y has value of 1, and otherwise the y has value of 0. So if the transformation is taking place in this manner, so you have to calculate the PDF of y. So let us start our discussion. First of all, I will draw the PDF of x, which is uniformly distributed between -5 to 5. So the peak value will become 1 by 10. Now here your x is a continuous random variable, and this x is uniformly distributed between -5 to 5. Now let us have a look on the random variable y. Y is also a random variable which is having a graph something like this. So this was y versus x graph. This is -2.5 to 2.5, and this value is 1. So if I would write the definition of y. So y will become 1 when x is between minus 2.5 to 2.5, and y will become 0 when x is greater than 2.5 and x is less than minus 2.5. So you can see that y is a random variable which is taking only two discrete values. So it is the random variable which is taking only two discrete values. So all those random variables which take discrete values comes under the category of discrete random variable. So we know that if y is discrete random variable, then the PDF of y can be written as summation of probability of x equal to xi del of x minus xi, and here we will vary I. So in this case, sorry, this will be y. This will be probability of y is equal to y j del of y minus yj, and this value will become j. So in this case, y is taking two values, one is 0 and another one is 1. So I will write probability of y equal to 0 del of y minus 1. So here we have to calculate probability of y equal to 0 and probability of y equal to 1. So we know that y is equal to 1 exists only if x is between 2.5 to 2.5. Now the probability of y equal to 1 can be written as the probability of x lying between minus 2.5 to 2.5, and you can see from here that you know the PDF of x. The PDF of x is existing between minus 5 to 5, and this value is 1 by 10. So the PDF of x is known, and you have to calculate probability from minus 2.5 to 2.5. So obviously you have to calculate the area under the curve in this given region. So the area under the curve in this given region becomes 1 by 10 into 5, or it comes out to be 1 by 2. If probability of y is equal to 1 is 1 by 2, then you need not to calculate probability of y equal to 0. It is going to be 1 by 2. But if we want to calculate, then the probability will be probability that x is greater than 2.5 plus probability that x is less than minus 2.5. So you basically have to calculate the remaining two areas, which is this particular area and this area. This area will represent probability of x less than minus 2.5, and this area will represent probability of x greater than 2.5. So again it comes out to be 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, or you can write it as 1 by 2. So if I put my values here, I can write it as 1 by 2 del y plus 1 by 2 del of y minus 1. So in this particular case, we have transformed a continuous random variable x into discrete random variable y, and after that we have calculated the PDF of y. Now let us discuss another case. In this case, we are transforming our continuous random variable into a mixed random variable. So suppose x is 0 mean, unit variance, Gaussian random variable, and I am passing this x through this diode or this particular half wave rectifier. So this is your x, this is your y, and this particular diode is acting as half wave rectifier. So how does it work? We know that whenever x will be greater than 0, the diode will become forward bias and the value of y will be x. Whenever x is less than 0, the diode will become reverse bias, and in that case y will become 0. So the equivalent circuit in first case will be this will be x, this will be y, and here it will be forward bias diode. In this case the circuit will be open, so it will be x, it will be y. In this case no input will reach to the output, so output will become 0. So in this case the transformation mechanism is y is equal to x whenever x is greater than 0, and it is 0 whenever x is less than 0. Now in this case you can say that the PDF of x is known, which is 0 mean unit variance Gaussian random variable. So x is 0 mean unit variance Gaussian random variable. So the PDF can be written as 1 upon under root 2 pi e power minus x square by 2. Obviously it is a continuous random variable. So now let us do the transformation. In the transformation we can see that y is always equal to x whenever x is greater than 0. So you can observe from here that it is a monotonic linear transformation. So here you can calculate solution of x in terms of y. So this x1 comes out to be y. Here the range of x is from 0 to infinity, then the range of y will also be from 0 to infinite. So we will apply the formula fy of y equal to fx of x1 mod of dx1 by dy. So it becomes, value of x1 is y, so it becomes y, and if you will calculate dx1 by dy here, it comes out to be 1. So you can obtain the PDF of y when x is greater than 0. So for x greater than 0 case, y was x, and the PDF of y comes out to be fx of y, and these values are true only for y greater than 0. So we have already written the fx of x, it was 1 upon under root 2 pi e to the power minus x square by 2 for x greater than 0. So everywhere we can replace the dummy variable as y. So it becomes PDF of y equal to 1 upon under root 2 pi e power minus y square by 2 whenever y is greater than 0. So we have obtained the PDF, and you can see that for y is equal to x case, whenever x is greater than 0, here your x was also continuous random variable, and the PDF of y is also a PDF of continuous random variable, or you can say that y is your continuous random variable. Now let us discuss what happens for x less than 0. For x less than 0 case, y equal to 0. So here you can see that this y is a random variable which is taking only discrete values. So in this particular case, this random variable y behaves as a discrete random variable. So to write the PDF of the discrete random variable, we know that we have to write probability of y equal to yj del of y minus yj. Here y is taking only a single value, so you can write probability of y equal to 0 del of y minus 0. So we have to calculate probability of y equal to 0. The probability of y equal to 0 is same as probability of x less than 0, and we know that x is Gaussian random variable and it has zero mean. So we know that the area under the curve from minus infinite to 0 of this PDF will always be equal to 1 by 2, because when we have to calculate the area from minus infinite to mean or from mean to infinity, it is always equal to half. So the PDF comes out to be 1 by 2 del y. Clearly you can see that when the transformation was y is equal to x for x greater than 0 and 0 for x less than 0. So for this particular transformation, y remains the continuous random variable and the PDF of y comes out to be 1 upon under root 2 pi e power minus y square by 2 for y greater than 0 only. And for y equal to 0, x less than 0, in this case, this y becomes discrete random variable and the PDF of y comes out to be 1 by 2 del y. So as a whole, we can say that y is having both CRV plus DRV nature, or we can say that y has been converted into a mixed random variable. So if I have to write y as a whole, so I can write it as 1 by 2 del y plus 1 upon under root 2 pi e power minus y square by 2 u as a function of y, because it is existing only for the positive values of y. Now if you need to draw the PDF will look like, it will have half Gaussian nature for positive side and this value will be 1 upon under root 2 pi, and it will have an impulse of area 1 by 2 exactly at the origin. So we know that area under the curve of this Gaussian is 1 by 2, because from 0 to infinity the Gaussian curve has area of 1 by 2. So from minus infinite to infinite, fy of y dy has impulse of area 1 by 2 and the area of this Gaussian PDF is also 1 by 2. So net area is 1. So it is also satisfying all the basic properties of a PDF. Now let us discuss the functions of two random variable. So in this case, let x and y are two random variables. Then a new random variable can be obtained by making function of x and y. Here z is known as function of two random variables. Now if I have to write linear function of two random variables, then if x and y are two random variables, then z can be written as ax plus by, or it is called as the linear function of two random variables. So now we have to calculate the mean, the variance and the mean square value of this linear function. So we know that z is equal to ax plus by. So first of all we will calculate its mean. So the mean will become expectation of z equal to expectation of ax plus by, or it can be written as a times expectation of x plus b times expectation of y, or mu z can be written as a times mu x plus b times mu y. Similarly, you can calculate mean square value of z. So the mean square value of z represents expectation of z square, can be written as expectation of ax plus by whole square, or it can be written as expectation of a square x square plus b square y square plus 2ab xy. So I can redistribute my expectation operator. So it can be written as a square expectation of x square plus b square expectation of y square plus 2ab expectation of xy. So the mean square value can be written as a square expectation of x square plus b square expectation of y square, and we have already discussed that joint moment of x and y represents the cross correlation, so I can write it as 2ab rxy. If two random variables x and y are orthogonal, then we know that the correlation, which is expectation of xy, becomes 0. So in that particular case, the expectation of z square becomes a square expectation of x square plus b square expectation of y square. So this formula can be applied only when x and y are orthogonal in nature. Now let us try to calculate the variance. So the variance of z will be expectation of z square minus expectation of z whole square. So it becomes expectation of z square we have already calculated. So it comes out to be a square expectation of x square b square expectation of y square plus 2ab rxy minus expectation of z we have calculated as a mu x plus b mu y whole square. So it can be written as a square expectation of x square plus b square expectation of y square plus 2ab rxy minus a square mu x square plus b square mu y square plus 2ab mu x mu y. So sigma z square can be written as, I am taking a square as common, it becomes expectation of x square minus mu x square. I am taking b square common, it becomes expectation of y square minus mu y square. I am taking 2ab here as common, it becomes rxy minus mu x into mu y. We know that this particular term represents sigma x square, this term represents sigma y square, and this term represents covariance of xy. So the variance of z can be written as a square sigma x square plus b square sigma y square plus 2ab covariance of x comma y. So this conclusion is very important, that whenever z is function of two random variables, then to write sigma z square we will follow this technique. First of all, we will square it, so it will become a square x square plus b square y square plus 2ab xy. Now if I need to calculate the variance, so I will simply replace this x square by sigma x square, this y square by sigma y square, and with this xy, since we are calculating the variance, I will use operator covariance of xy. This we have already proved. This I am telling you that how to write directly. Whenever any function is given, simply square it, replace x square by sigma x square, replace y square by sigma y square, and replace this xy with covariance of xy. Now let us discuss different cases. In case 1, I am discussing if random variable x and y are uncorrelated. So we know that whenever random variables x and y are uncorrelated, in that particular case, covariance of xy is going to be 0. So the sigma z square will become a square sigma x square plus b square sigma y square. Similarly, in the second case, if x and y are independent, then if they are independent, then they will also be uncorrelated, and if they are uncorrelated, then covariance of xy is going to be 0, and in this case also sigma z square will be a square sigma x square plus b square sigma y square. So this you should remember, that whether the random variables x and y are uncorrelated or independent, in both the cases covariance of xy will become 0 and sigma z square becomes a square sigma x square plus b square sigma y square. Now let us discuss how to calculate the PDF of sum of two independent random variables. So here the keyword is independent random variable. So let me assume that random variable z is summation of x and y. So we are interested in the calculation of PDF of z. This PDF we have to calculate. So first of all, I will write the CDF. So the CDF will become probability of z less than or equal to z. Here z is function of two random variables. So if I have to write it, I will write it from minus infinity to infinity. It is also minus infinite to infinite. Joint PDF of xy dx dy. Now we have already discussed how to calculate the PDF of such cases. So this can be written something like this. So instead of writing the limits, I will write the limit here as r, and it will be fxy x comma y dx dy. Here this particular range will represent r2, and we know that r will be some intersection of r1 and r2, where r1 is the region in which PDF exists. So I'm supposing here that our PDF is existing from minus infinite to infinite, both in x-axis and both in y-axis. So this assumption I am taking for this particular discussion. So here we have to calculate the probability of x plus y less than or equal to z. It will become probability of r f of x comma y dx dy. Here r is r1 intersection r2. This particular region is r2. This is x plus y less than or equal to 0. And r1 is representing the region in which PDF is existing. So I'm assuming that it is defined over minus infinite to infinite along x-axis and minus infinite to infinite along y-axis. So this we have to calculate basically. So here we have assumed that x and y are independent random variable. If these two are independent random variable, then fxy x comma y will become fx of x into fy of y. So I will modify this particular expression, x plus y less than or equal to z, which is fz of z will be equal to region R fx of x, fy of y, dx dy. So let me modify the limits. Here, this will represent the region R1. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. This is minus infinite to infinite. This is also minus infinite to infinite. And this is representing the region R1. We have to draw x plus y less than or equal to z. So x plus y less than or equal to z will lie somewhere in between, something like this. So this is the graph of x plus y equal to small z. Now we have to find out the region x plus y less than or equal to z. So the x plus y less than or equal to z will be the region which is the downward region. So this is the downward region, and this region is x plus y less than or equal to small z. So in this given region, both region R2 and region R1 will intersect. So we have to calculate integration in this particular given region. So what I will do, I will take a horizontal strip in this case. This is the horizontal strip which I am taking for the calculation. You can move the horizontal strip in upward direction and in downward direction. So whenever it is moved in upward and downward direction, so you can notice that its x parameter will change. As it will move here, x parameter will be something else, and when this strip reaches here, its x parameter will change. So as it is moving, its x parameter will change, and in y axis it will cover the value from minus infinite to plus infinite. So let us calculate the double integration. As this vertical strip is moved upside down, it can cover the complete range of y from minus infinite to plus infinite, while the range of x will be from minus infinite. At this particular point, the value of x will be z minus y. So it will become minus infinity to z minus y, fx of x, fy of y, dx dy. So this integration finally becomes fz of z equal to probability that z is less than or equal to z, or probability of x plus y should be less than or equal to z, comes out to be minus infinity to infinity minus infinity to z minus y, fx of x, fy of y, dx dy. So let me write this integration. I am taking this minus infinite to infinite outside. Inside I am taking minus infinite to z minus y, fx of x dx, and I am taking this fy of y dy outside. So we know that minus infinity to some x, fx of lambda d lambda comes out to be the value of CDF x. So this you can write it as CDF of x, and small x is replaced by z minus y. It becomes fy of y dy. So finally, this fz of z becomes minus infinite to infinite fx of z minus y fy of y dy. Now if we need to calculate the PDF, we need to differentiate both the sides with respect to z. So if I will differentiate it, it will become PDF, and if I will differentiate it with respect to z, so here z is present only in this term, so it gets differentiated, and once you will differentiate it, it becomes PDF because it is representing the CDF, and when you will differentiate it with respect to z, so it becomes z minus y fy of y dy. So now you can compare it with convolution. If we convolve two signals, then the convolution integral becomes x of tau y of t minus tau d tau. So this you can consider as tau. So this will become d tau, and here z can be considered as t and y is tau. So this is nothing but a convolution integral. So you can write the PDF of z as fx of z convolution with fy of z. And this result is very important, that if x and y are two independent random variables and we are forming a random variable z with the summation of x and y, then the PDF of z can be written as PDF of x convolution with PDF of y, where z is nothing but the dummy variable. So sometimes it is also written as fz of z fx of x convolution with fy of y, and ultimately you have to change x and y to z so that all the variables remain same. So this we can use only when random variables are independent, which we have proved already. So when two random variables are independent and you need to calculate the convolution of their you have to calculate the PDF of their summation, then the PDF will always be equal to the individual convolutions. So let me write some results here. X and y are two independent random variables. So if z is equal to x plus y, so the PDF of z will become PDF of x convolution with PDF of y. Similarly, if z is written as x minus y, so in this case PDF of z will become PDF of x. You can assume this y to be another random variable as y1, where y1 is equal to minus y. So first of all we will write fx as z convolution with f of y1 z, and we know that f of y1 can be written as f of minus y to z. Similarly, any other expression you can also write as, suppose z equal to 2x minus 3y, and we have to calculate the PDF of z, so it will become PDF of 2x convolution with PDF of 3y. So in this way you can calculate the PDF of linear combination of x and y. The same result can be extended for n independent random variables. Suppose x1, x2, x3 up to xn are n independent random variables, and another random variable y is obtained by ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3 and so on. So the PDF of y will be PDF of ax1 convolution with PDF of bx2 convolution with PDF of cx3 and so on. So these results can be extended up to n independent random variables also. In general, I can write if z is representing x1 plus x2 plus x3 and so on. So the PDF of z can be written as PDF of x1 convolution with PDF of x2 convolution with PDF of x3 and so on. So you can represent the PDF of z in this manner, provided all the n random variables are independent with each other, then only you can write something like this. Now we come to the central limit theorem. According to this theorem, if z is random variable which is summation or linear combination of n independent random variable. So if z is linear combination of n independent random variables, then the PDF of z can be written as x1 convolution x2 convolution x3. This x is replaced by z convolution. This we have already proved. Now according to central limit theorem, if the value of n is very large, then the PDF of z, that is fz of z, follows Gaussian distribution. So this is very important theorem. This theorem states that if z is linear combination of n independent random variables and if n is supposed to be very large, then in that case the PDF of z, that is fz of z, will always follow the Gaussian distribution, provided n should be very large, and it is irrespective of the distribution of random variables x1, x2, x3 and so on, which means whatever may be the nature of distribution of x1, x2, x3, xn, ultimately the distribution of z will always be Gaussian in nature. Even if this x1 is uniformly distributed, x2 is uniformly, x3 is uniformly, xn is uniformly, if the value of n is very large, then finally the distribution which z will follow will always be Gaussian. So the central limit theorem states that if z is linear combination of n independent random variables, then the PDF of z will follow a Gaussian distribution if value of n is very large, irrespective of the individual PDFs of the x1 to xn.
So hopefully we have understood every concept in this class. If you have any doubt in any concept, you can let me know in the comment section. I'll try to resolve that thing. Apart from that, you can also follow me on various social media platforms. For example, you can join this Telegram group where you will be getting important notification, important updates. This is Telegram group where you can also comment, you can ask your queries, or maybe you can also suggest me for the improvement. Apart from that, this is my Unacademy profile. On this Unacademy profile, you should also follow me so that you can get the important updates of the Unacademy also, right? And this is the Notion page. You just have to type this tiny.cc/VishalGate. So you will be redirected to a page where all the special classes are arranged very systematically. तो मैंने बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स पे स्पेशल क्लास ले रखी है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल नाइक्विस्ट, Fourier series, latches and flip-flop, double integrations. Okay, lot of things are there. So you will be getting all these concepts absolutely free of cost. You just have to type this in your URL, you will be redirected to that page and attend these lectures one by one. You will be getting a next level confidence in these topics that I can guarantee you. Now this is the Notion page of your YouTube, on which you will be getting the links of the YouTube. Apart from that, you will be also getting the PDFs of that particular lecture. So this is very important for you, and just you have to type http://bit.ly/gatelive. So gatelive, you just have to type it in the capital so that you can access all the lectures link and PDF arranged systematically. So if you want to attend or you want to clear the examination with the free resource, then this is the channel for you. This is the best recorded videos which has been ever made. You just have to go to that lecture, just click the link and download the PDF and start studying systematically. So we have also done this for you so that any student, whether he is sitting any part of this country, should not face the difficulty in cracking the examination, whether he can afford or he cannot. Now if you can afford, then the subscription prices are not something which you cannot pay. It is very nominal amount which you can pay, and you can just avoid all the distractions, all the time wastage which we will be doing in downloading those PDFs, arranging them, arranging for the test series, and a lot of other things that you have to arrange, doubt solvings you have to arrange by yourself. If you want to avoid all those distractions in a very nominal amount, so you can go for the Unacademy Plus subscription. For 12-month subscription, you have to pay only 74 rupees per day. Apart from that, for 18-month subscription, which is the best possible subscription, you have to pay 63 rupees per day. It is even lesser than the pizzas that you order on your home. So it is that much of amount that can shape your career, that can give you the best possible rank in the examinations under the guidance of the best teachers of the country, which has been right now placed on the Unacademy. Now 24-month subscription will cost you 54 rupees per day. So these subscription amounts will give you the subscription for the desired period. Apart from that, if you are using this code, you just have to remember this code, write my name, write GATE after it. You can also write ESC after it. So you have to write my name and write ESC after it. So any one of these code, once you apply, you will be immediately getting the 10% discount. You will be getting all the features of the Unacademy. You will be getting the guidance of all the teachers present on Unacademy, and everything you will be getting that is needed to crack the examination once you are using this code. So if you think we are working hard, we are giving our best content, we are giving the free content absolutely for you guys, and everything that is needed for every student to crack the examination. So never forget to use this code whenever you are taking the subscription. So this code is very important and you have to use every time you are taking the subscription. Now those who are interested for the prices, total price amount, so let me tell you, total price is 27,225 for 12 month, 34,650 for 18, and for 24 month it is 39,600. You can also pay this by using zero cost EMI. Zero cost EMI can be paid by credit card and debit card. In debit cards, there are only Bajaj and HDFC as of now available. Okay, so the zero cost EMI means you do not have to pay anything extra. Any interest is not, you should not pay, and you have to pay this much of amount on the daily basis if you are looking for the zero cost EMI option. Apart from that, if you are coming for Iconic subscription, so Iconic mein, I have already told you that your personal coach will be the game changer. He will be he will be basically following you to give you the guidance so that you can get the success in a very short span of time. So he will be following you, he will be pushing you every time. Now once you use this coupon code, this will be costing you around 45,225, and if you are using this coupon code, write my name, GATE after it, you will be getting the 24-month subscription of Iconic in 66,600 rupees. Fine. Apart from that, every one of you should follow this GATE aspirant group, and there also some important notification always comes. Now what are the YouTube channels that you should immediately subscribe? This Creatrix, this is the channel on which you are present. This is Unacademy GATE questions, where previous year questions has been solved by the educators. So you'll be getting all the previous year questions video solution apart from the PDF also. This is the Electrical Junction channel, where you will be getting the important concepts of EC and electrical, and this is Engineering Pathshala, where you will be getting some practical aspect of the videos, some animated videos that will enhance your ability to think. So these are the channels which you should immediately subscribe so that you can get a better content. Fine. Now these are my some YouTube videos which I have created for you. In all of these videos will give you some motivation, guidance, content, and some strategy. So these are hand-picked videos. You can immediately follow these videos. Okay, so thank you so much. And those who are coming on this channel, immediately share all the content which is present on this channel. We are working very hard for you guys, so this is your responsibility that you should share this channel, you should subscribe this channel, also share the link of this channel, link of the videos, link of the educator whom you follow, so that every student who is needy, they can come onto this channel and they can get the best possible rank. So all the best everyone, let's crack it.